which is how long we believe the satellite's orbit will be stable. Drag caused by the thin atmosphere up where it orbits and influences like solar activity will eventually cause it to fall back down to Earth, but its plaque will serve as a time capsule, a message from us today to whatever happens to be alive or intelligent here on Earth 8 million years in the future. To put that in perspective, the pyramids were only built about 5,000 years ago. 8 million years ago, there weren't even humans on Earth. The latest common ancestor of humans and chimpanzees was around, though. 8 million years from today, when Lagios returns, what will intelligent life on Earth look like? If Earth's surface is barren of life at that point, Lagios 1 will be alone. But what about satellites in geostationary orbits? These orbits are far enough out that they're much safer from atmospheric drag and could remain above Earth much, much longer than satellites like Lagios. These satellites are our pyramids. They're smaller than monuments built by past civilizations, but impervious to anything that might go wrong on the less stable surface of our planet. If alien archaeologists come by in 1 billion years or so, these satellites may be what their alien encyclopedias use as the picture for the humans article. So far, we have erected about 450 of these geostationary monuments. When such a satellite wears down and ceases to be operational, it takes a lot of energy to slow it down so it can move out of the way and fall to Earth to burn up in the atmosphere. So instead, they're usually pushed into what's known as a graveyard orbit, a shell around the planet where they can be parked without interfering with important operational satellites. It's fitting that we call these graveyard orbits because tombs are often the most stunning things we have from previous civilizations. These graveyard orbits are tombs, in a way, not for kings, but for machines. Junkyards that will outexist the very societies and people they so largely define. Luckily, a few contain more than just our craftsmanship, they also contain a record. Like EchoStar 16, a communications satellite launched into geostationary orbit in 2012. Aboard it is a silicon disk created by artist Trevor Paglen containing 100 images of Earth and Earthlings. Now, unlike Lagios, EchoStar 16 will likely remain in orbit for billions of years, safe from discord and change down here. But here's the thing. What if our entire solar system is lost? Or what if life out there doesn't decide to ever visit our system? Well, in that case, we have sent interstellar messages. At this moment, so far, there are 11 distinct human-made things on trajectories out of the solar system into interstellar space. They're all related to 5 probes: Pioneer 10, Pioneer 11, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, and New Horizons, the thing that recently made a Pluto flyby. These objects are our most distant hellos. Over the next 10,000 million billion years, they'll pass close enough to other star systems, maybe even planets, to possibly be discovered by other intelligent life forms. We had the foresight to include special messages on these probes. The Pioneer plaques are attached to Pioneer 10 and 11, which, launched in the early 1970s, were the first human-made objects to ever be sent on a trajectory to not just leave Earth, but to leave the solar system entirely. If discovered by other life out there, these plaques, designed by Frank Drake and Carl Sagan, could be our first chance to say, "Hello, we exist." Or, depending on how long humanity lasts, our only chance to say, "Hello, we existed. This is what we were." But will the plaques make sense to aliens? Many human scientists have had trouble deciphering their meaning, but here's what they say. At the bottom is a map of our solar system with a path showing the Pioneer probe itself and where it came from. This element has been particularly criticized for being human centric. I mean, an arrow? Who's to say aliens will know that this depicts a path and not some structure in our solar system? Also, it's an arrow. Arrows might convey this way only to civilizations that hunted or developed pointy projectiles. Anyway, up here we define units. You can't tell aliens about humans or Earth by using seconds, kilometers, or light years because we made those measurements up. Instead, the plaque uses hyperfine transitions to communicate distances and time. The hope is that curious, intelligent life forms who find this will understand that this is a hydrogen atom. One proton, one electron. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, so hopefully its properties will be a common point of understanding. Now, sometimes, if you've got enough hydrogen around, you can catch atoms in the heap transitioning between particles with parallel spins and anti-parallel spins. Now, whenever this transition happens, electromagnetic radiation is released with a period of about 0.7 nanoseconds and a wavelength of about 21 centimeters. It's hoped that aliens equate this tick mark with these 2 units of measurement. For example, the woman is said to be in binary 8 of these units tall. 21 centimeters times 8 is 168 centimeters. You would think that putting the probe itself behind them for scale would be enough to show our size, but having both might help solidify the connection. This diagram is meant to show where we live. We are in the middle. The direction and proportional length of the lines show where distant pulsars are. A tick mark near the ends of each line shows the third direction, behind or in front of the plaque, that the line should go in. In binary, next to each line is the period of each pulsar, again, in the time units described above. If aliens make this connection, they could possibly match the periods with the correct pulsars in real life, triangulate our position, and come say hello. Also, since the period of a pulsar changes over time, they could use our observed periods to date back how long ago this plaque was made. So that's how the plaque works. It kind of feels like we're just sending out a bunch of science homework to space, but how else can you find common ground with something that might not resemble you in any way you could even imagine? Despite heading out first, the Pioneer plaques are not the first physical messages made by us to go interstellar. That title belongs to Voyager 1. Currently moving at 17 kilometers per second, it is the most far-out thing humans have ever made. Literally. In about 40,000 years, both Voyagers will pass within less than 2 light years of other stars.
For more information, please attend an Enrichment Center Electrical Safety Seminar. Welcome to the final test. When you are done, you will drop the device in the equipment recovery. Enrichment Center regulations require both hands to be empty before any cake. only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. Maybe you could settle for that and we'll just call it a day. I guess we both know that isn't going to happen. You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in...
So deadly.
Joking. Kidding.
When I said deadly, not